That was lovely. Wasn't that lovely? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I love you too, Patty Powers. I'm going to stand here and just kind of, I'm going to get a master class while I'm here watching and listening to Dave, because I call him Mr. Tasty. Can you guys hear color? Can you hear color? Does that make sense? Does anybody else know when I say that?
Yes.
This is colorful.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Say hi to Howard.
Hi, sweetheart. Welcome, everybody. How are we feeling? Was anybody here yesterday to see Ricky? Was that amazing? I just got chills just thinking about it, picturing us all here. It was great. It was beautiful. Well, this is another special day. Unity of Las Vegas is here with the Center for Spiritual Living, and we're just so grateful for this opportunity to come together like this. And what did you guys call it? Collective. Love that. And away we go. Yes, my friends?
So
We're going to do a centering first.
Yes.
So we'd like to ask Jody to please come up and Reverend Cindy.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for just a moment. And I'm going to share just a brief reading from this thing called You by Ernest Holmes. That which I seek is seeking me. That which belongs to me will come to me. Since it is my desire that only good, truth, love, wisdom, and power shall go from me, I know this is all that can come back to me. The kingdom of God is within and around me. I know that the power of the living Spirit exists at the center of my being. And so in this moment, we allow ourselves to drop from the mind into the heart. And we allow ourselves to be completely enveloped by the Spirit that resides at the center of our beingness. And it's reminding us that we are its beloved, seeing only our perfection, holding the space for us to remember. We breathe deeply. back into our body and into this room, how good it is to become still for just a moment, to make contact with that which is truly real, the very presence of God. And so I just am grateful for our time in the stillness, grateful for this beautiful, amazing day, and for life in God. Namaste.
All right.
Thank you, Reverend.
Hand it over, babe.
You guys ready to rock out a little bit? Some energy flowing in here.
Now that you're down here,
Yeah, no.
now that you're down here, we're going to bring you up a little bit.
And then we're going to take you down again. And then we're going to bring you up.
Yes.
Because that's the way we do it. All right, so.
I don't know if you guys
anybody wanna dance?
feel it,
Let's
but you're
dance.
welcome to stand on this one and stomp your feet, clap your hands.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to church. Come on.
If your problem won't go away, and your worry night and day, let it over. All you got to do is pray. If you're sick, feel it alone. Got nobody, got nowhere to go. Just hand it over. All you got to do is pray. Come on, everybody. Hand it over, hand it over, hand it over, hand it over. Give it up and give it over. Just hand it over. All you got to do is pray. Take it to the bridge. Ain't no mountain we can't climb. There's no answer we can't find. All you need is a hand to hold to heal your body, feed your soul. The road is tough, and you can't find your way. Yeah. In the spirit, tonight the way. Just hand it over. All you got to do is pray. You got to do is pray. Oh, today. Somebody ain't no mountain we can't climb. No answer we can't find. All you need is a hand to hold. Heal your body, feed your soul. The road is tough, and you can't find your way. Let the spirit light the way. Let it over. All you got to do is pray. Hand it over, hand it over, hand it over, hand it over. Give it up and give it over. Just hand it over. All you got to do is pray. You got to do is pray. You gotta hand it over, hand it over, hand it over, hand it over. Give it up and give it over. Just hand it over. All you got to do is pray. One more time.
Remember that E minor. Slow it down just a little bit, Austin Perry.
This is called the segue.
Oh, yeah. I can feel the healing going on. Can you feel the healing going on? Wow. E minor. When we walk through the banks of the river of love, where sinners be baptized by the one, there's no separation. Light is all we see. Honoring That's right. Father God, there's a healing going on. Father God, there's a healing going on. Oh, rock my soul. Sing that again now. Oh, you rock my soul. See the blessings in the past. It's time to requalify. Let's not forget, but learn to forgive. God knows we gotta try. It's my responsibility to heal the wounds of me. Compassion and hope and love, truth, such a oh, God, there's a healing going on. There's a healing. Oh, there's a healing going on. Here we go now. Oh, rock my soul.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Good night.
No.
So in this moment, you're invited to close or lower your eyes for our morning prayer. Recognizing that there is only God. God is all good at the center and circumference of all things, making all things new. I know right now that each individual here is part of that collective intelligence, that divine love and creativity that created the universe and allows us to play in it. So from this place of awareness of our unity, a new world order is being born right here and right now. From this collective unity and love, I'm knowing that change is here. Ricky called it a revival. I'm calling it our birthday. A new heaven, a new earth, a new birth of love, of prosperity, of generosity, of wisdom, and peace on earth now. And I'm knowing that in our own way, each one is the change that we have been waiting for. And so I'm realizing that now is the time. We are the people. This is the mission of peace, of joy, of love, of prosperity, and happiness. I release any idea of keeping this a secret any longer. I'm calling forth that greatness, that divinity, that creativity, that love, that voice that is within our very heart and soul. Because it is true that we are already grown. We are divine beings having a human experience now.
now. Now. And so from this perfect place of spiritual awareness, I know we're about the Father's business, about the Mother's business, about the mission of our very own soul, which is one with the Oversoul. And so for this and so much more, I give thanks for this growing awareness, for these divine ideas, for each individual here. I know that each person is richly blessed and divinely appointed. And so from this place, I release my word into the law of mind in action, knowing that the gift has been given and it has been received. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend.
Now that is how we start our service, huh? I feel blessed. Who else feels blessed?
Yeah. Something up, baby?
Yeah.
All right. If you want more, what are you going to do?
I'm going to give.
You going to give?
Yes, sir, give.
If you want more,
Well, I got to
you're going
give.
to give.
I got to give.
What if you want more peace?
I have to give peace. I'm going to be peace.
Well, what if you want more prosperity?
Well, I'm going to give out what I got.
You get it, girl. Ladies and gentlemen, that's power. Come on, let's have some fun. 1, 2, 3. Up on your feet one more time. Come on, let's go. If you want more love, what you gonna give? Go, Michelle. If you want more joy, give joy. If you want more peace, give peace. If you want more, give. If you want more, all you got to do is give. If you want more money, give your money. If you want more fun time, give your time. If you want more praise, give praise. If you want more, give. What you gonna do if you want more? Give. When you receive and symbolize, you know what it does, brother, it's just a ride. That's right, Jack. Give your own time, give your time. If you want more truth, tell your truth. If you want more gratitude, give thanks. If you want more, just give. What you gonna do? Yeah, come on, baby, come on. If you wanna see a change, be the change. If you wanna have more truth, tell your truth. If you want more gratitude, give thanks. That's right. Want more? Yeah. If you want more, what you gonna do? Yeah. Come on, more. Yeah. It's time, Austin. If you want more, all you gotta do is
John Jones, Michelle Rowe.
This is Transformation Station, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Rio, Deborah Potts, and Austin Perry.
Transformation Station,
Happy to be
Patty
here.
Powerhouse, and Dave.
Yeah,
I like Transformation Station.
Me too.
Ah,
I love them.
good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm Reverend Cheryl, and this is my sister, Reverend Stacy. We're co-senior ministers here at Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living. And today, we are doing a joint service with our brothers and sisters at Unity of Las Vegas. And so far, so good, right? All right. So how many of you were here yesterday? Woo! All right. We had a good time. We had a good time. Ricky washed all her love over us. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to ask who's here for the first time because actually we're all here for the first time today, right? And you're all welcomed and you're all loved and you're all, wherever you are in the spiritual path, it's a good thing. Thank you so much. Reverend Stacey? Oh, it's the first of the month. Does anybody have birthdays this month? Yeah, your birthday was last week. Oh, Laura, you happy birthday. I don't know everybody's name, but happy birthday. Patty, just so you know, if you didn't know, you probably didn't know, but Patty loves to sing happy birthday.
I really do. But what I love best is if my friends all join me. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, our dear loved one. Yes, I love it. Happy birthday to you. I love you. Happy birthday. So glad you were born.
Anyone have an anniversary this month?
Oh, you do? I'll celebrate.
Where?
Can we celebrate?
All right.
Can we sing you a little thing? Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
All right, well, welcome. And we also like to say, if it's comfortable for you, if you would please stand. And let's just say, God bless America and the rest of the world. And just know that peace reigns supreme all over the land. Yes, 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 yes. And I'm grateful for each of you. And let's give yourselves a hug. And I know you'll be hugging each other later. Just ask permission. Okay. Have fun. Love you.
Do we have a power talk right now?
And we're going to do that right now? Oh my gosh.
We have a song.
We have a song.
So, a song is perfect. Because you know what? We're here.
Yeah.
And we want to play.
Okay, sure. All right, so that's you guys. Sure. It's called Brighter Than the Sun. I love this song.
I don't know if you've heard of Colby Calais, because I know that we all have Colby Calais.
I think you can get a shot and clear that up,
He's not Colby Calais.
but I'm not sure.
It's not a, no,
That's not
it's
what
not
it
a
is?
sickness.
That's
No.
not that?
It's not a sickness. No, she's a singer and she does this beautiful song and they're going to do it for us.
I know I got an addiction for Patty Powers and David Minute.
Oh my God.
Listen to that.
All right, you guys ready? All right, so this will be fun. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Swear you hit me like a vision. Listen. Who am I to tell fate where it's supposed to be? Don't you blame me, my listen. See, we got it right, so just love it or leave it. You find it, you've been every day, get the chance.
morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, look around. Look around. When's the last time you felt this? Either at your home center, if you're at Unity, or here? Yesterday. Before that, smarty pants. Feel that energy. Feel that. Our theme this month, or for Center for Spiritual Living, is creativity. Our talk title is Say Yes to the Yes. 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 Yes, indeed. I'm saying yes to this. I'm saying yes to this for both of our communities. I'm saying yes to the teaching for the world. I'm saying an expanded consciousness. I'm saying yes to. I'm saying yes to no more limited thinking, which is kind of a weird way to say yes to no more. Close your eyes, if you will, with me. Well, not with me. Take a deep breath. I want you to envision 5 things that you want. When you have it, just raise your hand. I'm going to help some of you out. I'm going to give you $1 million. I'm going to give you perfect health. I'm going to give you like-minded people to be with. Raise your hand when you got the 5 things. All right. You may lower your eyes. For those of you that didn't come up with 5 things, were you able to come up with 3? Were you able to come up with 1? Yeah. I had a full circle moment yesterday when Ricky was here. And when I finished my first class in Science of Mind with Reverend Cynthia Clare and practitioner, well now Reverend Amy Papadopoulou, I sang, Use Me. Now, I'm not, for those of you that know me, I'm not the singer. Certainly not the one that's going to stand up in front of a class of people that I don't know particularly very well, only after 10 weeks, or 8 weeks at the time. Not that one that's going to get up and sing. But the song moved me so much that it really made an impact on me. And I thought, with this song, if I follow the lyrics of this song, the rest of my life will be laid out for me. I don't have to know the how. It's what we teach, right? I just have to think the thought. There's another piece that you have to have. You have to be in alignment with the thought. You have to be in integrity with your thought. Yeah. And so I have struggled sometimes in moving the ministry along because of hiccups and bumps in the road, conditions outside of myself, or conditions that I've attracted. But mostly, I've struggled with my own not enoughness. But mostly, I struggle with comparison. I release and I let go of that so that we can move this center, Unity Center, and all New Thought Ministries forward. Yes. That's my job. That's my work. That's my work. David Walker says, you are worth more than you will ever experience, but you will only experience what you think you're worth. And I can look out in this audience, and if the law of attraction is, if I believe in the law of attraction, then I can tell you what I'm worth. I can tell you by the feeling that I get, that I got yesterday and today, what I'm worth. And those of you that are sitting right here, you're worth exactly what you're feeling right now. Isn't that amazing? Yes. See, I had to do my own work. This might not look like this next Sunday, and that's okay. But I bet you it looks differently. I bet you we move forward with more people. Not just us, but you all. Agape. Reverend Cynthia is an agape minister. The other Unity Focus Ministries, Reverend Sophia, Greater Las Vegas. All of us are moving forward to keep a teaching going and growing because it practices that which we are, which is love. We're more Christian than traditional Christians. Because we follow the teaching. We believe in love. And that's what we practice. But we get off track. But when we get off track, we know how to get back on track. We know how to get back on track. Use me. Oh God, use me. I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me. That is the prayer every morning that I wake up. Because there's no roadmap for ministry. Is there, Jim?
No.
Because maybe I missed it. Maybe at the Holmes Institute you get one. Brandy, you get one at the Holmes Institute yet? No. I suspect that you won't. We had 2 years of what the heck do we do?
3 years.
3 years. And counting. We had years before that, before COVID, that what the heck do we do? We're still here. We're still here. And we're going forward from a different perspective these days. We're going forward with confidence. We're going forward boldly. Because if I trust, then I have confidence. And God didn't make any jump when God made me. And I know that. And that's the truth for each and every one of us. And the only person that gets in my way, and the only person that can defeat my thoughts is me.
Yes.
I claim this for us, for Unity and CSL and Agape and everybody. Let's do this thing that we call practicing love. Let's be the ones. Let's be the ones. I love you all. Well, thank you, Reverend Stacey. I get to follow that.
No comparison.
No comparisons because, yeah, you're better than the worst thing you've ever done. Isn't that what we say? Reverend Jim Lee asked us on last week, we told him our talk title was saying yes to the yes. And if what we've been doing for the last 2 days is not saying yes to the yes, I don't know what is. And I don't remember what Stacy said, but I know what I said was the universe is just waiting for us to say yes. Because everything has been provided. We just have to say yes to it. We don't have to beg for it. We don't have to plead for it. We don't have to do anything for it. You know, did you all know you don't have to do anything to be loved? You don't have to do a darn thing. And I almost said a different word. Oh my goodness. I have this quote, I forget who it was. It's in This Thing Called You, Reverend Cindy. Keep knocking at the doorway of your consciousness until every no becomes a yes. Every negation an affirmation. Every fear a faith. Because I want you to never yield to the pressure of anything. I don't yield to pressure. I only yield to principle. Now, I may not want to come up here and speak, well, most times. But I know principle, and that's what I yield to. I yield to the love of this community. I yield to the love of this teaching and of all of you. whether I want to come up here and tell you that or not, right? I have another. Is this a quote? No. It says, we say yes to the yes by trusting our desire to be more. We say yes to the yes by our intention to go beyond what we have thought up until now. What we've thought, what we believe, what we have experienced in the past. Because that's where it is. You cannot change the past at all. And if anyone has been able to do that, please call me. Because what I know and believe and teach and remember is that principle is not bound by precedent. The principle upon which I lean is never bound by precedent. I know that for myself, and I know that for everyone. Everyone. Because we're never limited by our past experience. And that, I know that is something that comes up in my head every day, I can say, every day. Especially when Stacy comes up with an idea and then I'm supposed to figure out how to get it to work. Yes. So, what I want you all to know is that to not limit your thinking, to not be limited by your past. Let's just embrace the now, okay? Mm-hmm. I would currently like to ask Reverend Jim to please come up, if he's ready.
What would you like, my dear?
I would like for you to come up to the stage, because he said he didn't need me to read his bio. I just need to say that he was Reverend Jim from Unity. So that's what I'm saying.
Good morning. Good morning. So I grew up in Catholicism. However, I'd like to introduce a little something, and then I'd like over this called a dialogue back and forth between the congregation and the minister. And some people do that in the Baptist church. Have you ever been to a Baptist church? And if you've been to a Southern Black Baptist church, they talk to the minister. They preach on, man. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to say that God is good, and I want you to say all the time. And then I'm going to say all the time, and you say God is good. God is good. All the time. And all the time. God is good. You are now an official Baptist church. I grew up in Catholicism and didn't do a lot of that, but they did a dialogue back and forth. The priest, anybody here grew up in Catholicism? Said, oh, then you know. You would say, the Lord be with you. And also with you. Good go! And as a new minister, he was teaching the congregation. Look, when I say the Lord be with you, and then you say, and with you also. So he did it back and forth. He said, and the Lord be with you. And then they didn't say anything. They just looked at him. Come on now. I said, and the Lord be with you. And they just looked at him. I said, come on now. And then the mic went out. And he says, oh my goodness. Something is wrong with this microphone. And they said, and with you also. But I just want you to know there's nothing wrong with me. I just want you to be in a relationship with you. Because I don't want it to be just a one-way dialogue. I want it to be a conversation. And with that, there's this whole energy that has been created, that Ricky created, boy, is a revival, and it's coming alive. And I love the talk title, and you gave me Say Yes to the Yes. Well, this is what we're going to step into today, and I want us to feel this yes. There was a song we got Reverend Sophia came up with this song. It's called The Five Constipated Men of the Bible. The Five Constipated Men of the Bible. She did a wonderful song, but what I like about it, she would say, yes, and then she would do this, and then and everybody would say yes. And actually, five. She would say five, and would say five. Five.
Five.
Five.
Five.
Constipated men in the Bible. So I'm not going to do that. I like that, but now I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
And when I do this, I want you all to say yes, okay? Yes.
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 Constipated people in the Bible. No, we're not going to go with that. However, I want us to feel the yes. In New Thought, I don't know about Centers for Spiritual Living, but in Unity New Thought, we intellectualize a lot. We go to the etheric realms and we pontificate.
Yes.
I want this in our body. I want the yes to be down in our very soul, into our gut. Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
I want you to say yes, and I would like for them to hear it all the way down to MGM Grand. Because it has to be in here. It don't mean a thing if you can't feel it. It doesn't mean a thing if it's not in your soul. It doesn't mean a thing if you're not able to live it and to be it. Yes?
Yes.
All right. There's a guy by the name of John Nesbitt. 1980, he came out with a book, and it was called Megatrends. John Nesbitt was an analyst and whatnot, and what he did was take a look at the trends, the conditions that were going on in the 80s, analyzed it, documented, and with it he saw the industrial age backing out and the information age coming in, and he said all kinds of things is going to be happening, and he looked at it, he looked at all the data, and he said, this is great. And he came out with a statement, even though he's not a New Thought person. I love his statement, and I think that you're going to like it too. And it is simply this. My God, what a fantastic time to be alive. And if you take a look at that, if you say yes to life, you say yes to what's going on, you will say, my God, what a fantastic time to be alive.
Yes.
My God, what a fantastic time to be alive.
Yes.
If you're able to incorporate that now into your being, something else happens when you say yes like that. It resonates on a deep level. So today what we're going to do is take a look at this, say yes to the yes, and I want you to take a look now as, I would say, yes is this most affirming word that we can have in the English language, but also yes is a determining factor in how we view life. It's the most affirmative word that we have, and it means an awful lot. And it comes to this. Yes, when we say yes to the yes, the first yes means this. The first yes is not a decision. It's not based in logic. It's not based in reasoning. It's not based in analytical deduction. When we say yes, it's not the pros and cons. We bypass this. This yes is coming from another place. It is coming from the heart. It is not intellectual. It is spiritual. So the yes is a choice. You choose to say yes, not because of something that was done and not done or should be done. You are just basically choosing it. So when we say yes, it is a heart-centered evocation of the affirmative, and it comes from here. So everybody say yes?
Yes.
Let it be here. Now we're saying yes to what though? That's the key.
Yes.
So I'm going to put it this way. There was this guy, he went out on a date. His first date. It was so sweet. He went and took her out to dinner, spent some good money on her for the dinner, and he pulled up in front of her place, and they were sitting in the car, and he looked over, and he says, "Do you believe in the hereafter?" She says, "Why, yes, I do." He says, "I want to ask you again. Are you sure? Do you believe in the hereafter?" She said, "Yes." Then he grabbed her and he kissed her. And she backed up and says, "Wait a minute. What does the hereafter have to do with the kiss?" He says, "That's what I'm here after." So you got to be careful what you're saying yes to. So I want to be clear now that we're saying yes to life. And yes to what else? What are some of the things we're saying yes to?
Love.
Oh, yes, absolutely. What else? Peace. What else?
Joy.
Joy. All of these things now we're saying yes to. So when we're saying yes to the yes, it is an affirmative declaration of the truth of our very soul that's in our hearts. And we're saying yes to the affirmative flow of the universe. And that's what we're up to. And I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, Reverend Cheryl. I guess I would call this is a unique moment. And Reverend Stacy, we've been having a wonderful conversation, and we decided that we were going to have Ricky coming in, and so we said yes to that. We said yes, we're moving forward. We said yes, we're doing this. And this is the second part of it. Ricky came in and she did a fabulous job. And this is a combined service, and so we're saying yes to this. And I was hesitant because they said, "Well, why don't you do the lesson?" I said, I prefer to have this Sunday off. And Stacy said, "I'm taking Sunday off." But they did thank you all for coming up and doing the little mini talk. That was really good. So now some of you were saying, "Well, who are you to be talking to us about yes?" We don't know you. Well, suppose some people in my church know me. But I just want to show a hand. How many people have never seen my bald head before? Raise your hand. Okay, I didn't think so. Good. All right. Well, my name is Jim Lee, and I grew up in Catholicism. Didn't have a new thought when I was growing up. There was no such thing in my neighborhood in St. Louis. And so, but I loved Catholicism. So I grew up and I wanted to be an altar boy. And in fact, I was an altar boy, and I wanted to be a priest. And I said yes to the priesthood. And then I said, oh, we're going to be good. And by the time I got to be 13 years old, we started investigating what was next for me to be a priest. But I started running into some little complications along the way. The Bible wasn't quite adding up to what they were saying. I said, wait. I would say, hold on, wait. I'm going to see if I got this right. You said, in the Bible, there was Adam and Eve in the beginning. They had 2 children, Cain and Abel. Got it. Cain killed Abel. Okay. Then Cain went to marry who? Where did that woman come from? They thought I was a troublemaker. It didn't make much sense, right? And then a few other things came along that just went in and started getting upset. But then the kicker came along when they said, now you're going to be celibate. I said, for how long? My yes turned into a hell no. I don't mean no harm, but not for the rest of my life. So I diminished that yes. But God said no. Where does a yes coming along? Now it took me a while to get through. So after Catholicism, I became an atheist. For about 12 years, I not only doubted the existence of God, but I studied and analyzed it in such a way I was clear there was no God. And I said this, if there wasn't a God, he's crazy. He is schizophrenic. He is out of his ever-loving mind. And it didn't see, I was just say, do you see what's happening around here? And so I said no to God, if you are there. Then something happened along the way in my life as I was bumping along, stuff wasn't going right. And I was blaming it on everyone else. And I didn't really look at myself, because that's what you do when you're out of alignment. Well, something happened along the way. I got robbed several times. In fact, I got robbed 17 times. Would you call me hard-headed? I would. Well, the last time I got robbed, God put a gun in my mouth, and he says, I am going to blow your brains out because I hate you. And all of a sudden, I realized that this could be it. And so it's just so happened that I reverted all the way back to my Catholic days. And all of a sudden, I went from an atheist to all of a sudden now I became a believer. And I said, oh Lord. And I started saying the Lord's Prayer, Our Father, who art in heaven. Before I could finish it, the guy pulled the gun out of my mouth. He said, you know what, I'm just going to, then the other guys that were robbing the store that I was the manager of said, come on, man, let's go. They grabbed the money and they left out. When they left out, all of a sudden, I'm thinking, was it because I was praying to God that something changed? Then all of a sudden, my no turned into a yes. And I'm saying, maybe there's something else going here. And then I started reading and researching all kind of religions and whatnot. I went past Catholicism. I went all the way back into ancient Egypt, started studying the origins of religions and started understanding how it all came about. And I was really in touch with the divine in a different kind of way than I was in Catholicism. And so one day I was sitting by a pool. It was a pool party, and I was just, drinking a liquid refreshment. We won't say what was in it. It was liquid. And everything was going good, and I was just philosophizing. There's only oneness in the universe, and there's only one presence, and there's only one power. And the person I was talking to said, oh, how long have you been going to a New Thought church? I said, there's no church that talks like this. He said, yes, there is. I said, no, there isn't. I'm the only one that's went around here talking this kind of weird stuff. He said, no, there's a whole series of churches, and there are New Thought churches, there's Unity churches, and there's Centers for Spiritual Living, and there's Christian Science. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. And what so happened is that following Sunday, I went to a wonderful Unity church, and it was Easter. And one of the things that I really liked was the Unity minister said this: I don't consider myself a minister. Not really. I consider myself a reminder. My job is to remind you that the power of the living God is inside of you. And if I do anything, I don't want you looking at me like I'm the one. I'm pointing a finger back at you. You're the one. I had never heard a minister say that before. Then he said something else that I hadn't heard before either. And he says, there's this guy named Charles Fillmore that started Unity. He said this: I reserve the right to change my mind. So if I say something today and I find some new information out, I'm going to say yes to that, and I'm going to move forward with the new insights that I got. I said, oh, yes, sign me up. So I left from being an atheist to an agnostic to a believer, because I started to see the energy of that. And so now we're stepping into this, what I would call this saying yes to the yes. This is such a great title. I can work with this. In fact, I have about 4 talks that I'm going to do after this on this. I'm thinking about doing all of them today. Everybody say yes? Yes! You don't want me to do 4 talks today. But what I am going to do is talk to you about this, and that is yes, yes, yes to that infinite potential that is everywhere present. There's love, beauty, abundance, joy, peace. That's what we're saying yes to and aligning with that. And before we go anywhere, we're saying that yes to our higher self that's within us, because it is a multi-dimensional concept. We're saying, when we say yes to the yes, we're saying yes to ourselves. Now that's, it's challenging sometimes, because there's been a study done in New Thought, particularly in New Thought. We have an issue, and our issue is that the average person in New Thought feel like they're not good enough. They're not worthy. That they've got to strive, they've got to do more. And in that concept, we lose the potency and the power of saying yes to something, because first of all, we don't feel like we're good enough. So the first thing we're going to say yes is that who you are is a magnificent being. You're a child of God. You are an individualized expression of the Most High.
Yes!
You are more powerful than you realize.
Yes!
You are in seamless connection with the heart of the universe.
Yes!
You are one with the one.
Yes!
That is potent. Now, the reason why it is potent, when we say yes to the yes, what hooks it up is love. That is the combining force that allows it to work. So when we say yes, we're saying yes to not only a higher power that's out there, but also we're saying to the power that's within us, and we're saying that that power that we're saying yes to is incredible. And there is an expression in the Bible where it really talks about you know that everything works for the good for them that love the Lord. Now, once we say yes, and it's the affirmative in our gut and our power, and we say yes to love, and we say yes to the universal presence, then all good things start to come into our lives because we're in alignment with it. We call it coherence. We call it a seamless connection to the universe. We are one with the one. I would call this blinded sometimes by this wonderful thing that, wow, all I have to do is say yes and be in alignment with the universe and everything will work out fine. Repeat after me. No. What happens is this. Life is going to occur and we don't have any control over how life occurs. Have you noticed? How many of you all predicted COVID? How many people knew it was coming in advance? Well, we didn't know it was coming. And we kind of sort of knew Russia was going to do its thing, but we didn't know that. So life is going to occur. What is important now is when we say yes to the yes, we're lining up our energy with the truth, with love, and then we're lining up with the universal essence of love. And then that connection, something happens. We do not determine what occurs. When we say yes to the yes, we're bringing our loving energy to that moment, and in that moment, that's when the miracle occurs, because love brought to life itself will transform it, and miracles can happen. That's where the manifestation happens, when we step up to the plate and say yes to the life, yes in that moment, and yes to whatever's occurring now. Miracles will happen. But that's who you all are, and that's who we are. Now, as we move forward into this, I just want you to know, as we say this yes, something starts to create. Magic starts to happen when we say yes to the yes. It was, what year was this? Oh yeah, 1971. Disney World had its grand opening. This was 5 years after Walt Disney died. And at that grand opening of Disney World, someone turned to Mrs. Walt Disney, who was there, and said, you know what? It's a shame that your husband, Walt, didn't see this in existence. And Mrs. Walt Disney said, he did see this. That's how it came into existence. What happens is, once we align and say yes, we then saying yes to the yes, we then get visions, we get insights, we get inspirations, we get all kinds of ideas, and things start to occur that wouldn't happen if we didn't say yes.
Yes.
Something wonderful will happen when we say yes.
Yes.
Now, as we do this, we have what I would call vision. And the vision comes in a couple of different ways. The first one is sight, and that we'll be able to see everything that's going on. What do we see when we say yes to life? Well, there's some people in here. Anybody in here familiar with Course in Miracles? Raise your hand. Oh, the whole church. Well, with that, I just want you to know that this saying yes aligns everything in that we will then see that love is everywhere and happening in everything. I'm calling this yes to the yes is being woke to life. Now, I'm going to use this, it's a hip hop term. It's called woke. And it's the past tense of awake. And hip hop, they've got three, they break it down in the vocabulary. It is woke, woker, and wokest. To be woke, Brad Pitt, a lot of people in the hip hop generation said, they say Brad Pitt is the most wokest person in Hollywood because he started this production company called Plan B that really opens up the opportunity for women and minority to do films and produce films, and he produced several films. So they consider Brad Pitt to be woke. Now, the other thing about it, in order for you to be woke, is you are familiar with what's going on and you want equality and whatnot for everybody. Well, it's been flipped. Now, with woke, they're using it against one another. So you're not woke enough, you're this. And so what they're doing is there's this clash. And so the term woke has now gone into the garbage. It's horrible. Nobody wants to use it anymore because they're using it to beat up people. You're not woke. You're not woke. Well, I'm going in the garbage and I'm bringing it back out. I like the term woke, except for I'm going to spiritualize it. By woke, what I mean is you are awake and aware. There's only one presence. There's only one power, and it's God. And God's name is love. And love is everywhere present. And once you start to be woke, everywhere that you look, what you're going to do is you're going to see the manifestation of God. And everywhere that you look, you're going to see yes happening. Yes. Now, once we get into this, we then start to see that something else is aligning. And this is an affirmation that I like. And I would say it is transformative, and it comes about by being woke. And that is, we start to see that we are in God. God is in us, as us. And so what I'm saying is, I'm in God. God is in me, as me. And if we are in this, and we're saying that God's nature is absolute love, what would happen if this planet, with everybody realized that I'm in love, love is in me, and love is manifesting itself as me, and we start collaborating and working together under that context? Well, that's what the Unity and the Centers for Spiritual Living Ministers are doing. We are woke. We are now in collaboration together to bring about love, first of all, in our communities, but we're not going to stop there. We're saying that we're going to spread love, and we're going to spread it throughout Las Vegas. And, and we're so potent, and we are not doing that, but love is going to be doing that through us. We're decided that we're going to be the loving instruments of that, and so much so that we're not going to stop in Las Vegas. We're just going to hit what I would call Western United States. But then, why should we stop there? Why not just go ahead? You know what? Let's just go ahead and contaminate the world with love. What do you say to that? So now as we go through it, we say yes. What we're doing is we're saying this revival. This revival is about can we be in this thing called love? Can we really live it, be it, see it, act like it, talk like it, and just carry on our life in this wonderful, magnificent thing of love? And the thing of it is, Can we do it?
Yes.
Will we do it?
Yes.
No, you're not. Soon as you get out there, somebody cuts you off in traffic, you start waving one finger at them. But you know what? That's okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you fall down, all you've got to do is say yes. And in that moment, you're back in the saddle again. Do you know what a saint is? A saint is not somebody who never falls down. A saint is someone who keeps getting back up. That's what you are. So I'm inviting us today to walk around just saying yes. Yes to the yes. Yes to life. Yes to whatever is going on. And when you get hit and stuff turns around, you just say, okay, yes. And once we do, something happens. There's a potency of love that's unstoppable. You will find that if you walk around saying yes to the yes, you're going to have what I would call a little pep in your step. When you're going along, you say, oh, Lord, have mercy, look at me. Now, when you're doing that, you're not going to stop there, because when you say yes to the yes, it's going to be feeling good to you. You're going to find out you got a little glide in your stride. And then when you're really feeling good here, and you're really saying yes to the yes, you're going to have a little dip in your hip. So when you walking, people can tell that you don't have to say a word. You're living it. You're being in that yes, and that yes will carry you forward, carry you through, carry you over, and there is nothing that can stop you, because nobody can hold back your yes. You get to choose it, and nobody can stop you from choosing. No matter what is going on, you can choose yes. Yes to God. Yes to love. Be willing to see love everywhere. And Rumi says this: shut your eyes so that your heart may become your eyes. And with that vision, look upon another world. Amen. So I'm wanting us to step forward now, just holding into our hearts a yes. And the yes means love. Plotinus, who's a philosopher, learned from Socrates and Aristotle, he says this: this is it. This and no other. Not what it chanced to be, but simply what it must be, but without the must. And that is, we must be in alignment with love and with life, no matter what happens. So as we leave here, I just want to leave you with this. I would say, I'm not really keen on theory. Theory doesn't buy me much. I'm not keen on philosophizing. That doesn't buy me much. When I want something is for real. I'm inviting. Try this on. Try on saying yes to life. Saying yes to yes. Saying yes to the magnificence of the Almighty that's greater than you. Then allow it to be in your mind and heart and see what happens. I would say, how old was I? 20 years old. And I was in this, I recall this wonderful phrase, place back then. I would say I was an agnostic, atheist kind of deal. And back then, I was so, life just didn't make any sense. Life looked like a complete mystery. And when we say yes to the yes, that yes that we're saying to is a mystery. We have no idea what's going to occur. However, I have found that a mystery is a good thing. If we know something, we box it in, we limit it, and we're not available to get the full benefit of it. If you're in a relationship and you figure that you know the person and you're just going to take them for granted and you just put them in a box, you've just cut off all the juice of that relationship. However, if you allow the mystery to be there, if you allow the uncertainty to be there, and you bring love to the situation, you're now going to open the door for miracles to occur. We had no idea what Ricky was going to be or to do or how it was going to be, but we just said yes. So the New Thought ministers got together and we said yes. And when we did, all manner of circumstances occurred, and yesterday was absolutely fabulous. And Ricky was so excited about it that she says, we've got to do this again. So I just want you to know we're on a roll, but the only way we're going to be on a roll is because you are on a roll. So the only way that we're going to be a roll is that you would say yes to the yes. So repeat after me, say yes.
Yes.
When we get down and stuff just seems like it's just beating us up and we don't know which way to go, we're going to say
Yes.
When we have this particular moment, when we're down and out and behind closed doors, we are locked in what I would call a condition, and we're like, nobody cares for us, and we can't make it. All we have to do is just take a moment and look up. If we can look up, we can get up. And if we can get up, we can start walking. And if we can able to say yes, we'll start to see that we're going to have that wonderful glide that I talked about, and you're going to stride on to the promised land. What is the promised land? Whatever it is, the best thing that holds in your heart. That is the yes. Live it, be it, and the truth so set you free. And so it is.
Reverend Jim,
How was that?
I wish you would.
Yes?
Yeah,
Yes?
I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
Are you going to say yes?
Can you say yes?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I like what he had going on. When I do this, go say yes. Do you say yes?
Yes.
What I hear?
Yes.
One more time.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God.
The power.
The power. Thank you, Reverend Jim. Incredible.
Well, we want to do a song for you right now that we kind of shared this song a little bit. It's called I Came Here to Be. We came here today to be the yes, I believe. So let's do this, yes?
All right.
Yes.
Ready to go? 1, 2, 1, 2. You know what to do.
I came here to be
to end.
I know, this is awesome. Are we gonna do time? Yes. All right, I'm gonna let you guys take,
We don't want this to
Oh, we have a little housekeeping to do here, but I would like to ask our ushers to please come forward. So that we can keep it on the up and up. We have envelopes for Unity. If you need an envelope, please raise your hand. And if you, come on guys, come on, here they come.
Look at them, how pretty they are.
They're very cute.
Oh, yes.
You know, I'm gonna ask all the ministers to come up here.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on. I know you thought you were done, but no, come on. Anyone else need an envelope? There's a gentleman back there that needs an envelope.
Right there. On the end there.
Yes. Thank you. All right. Awesome. This is our time we call giving and receiving, or gifting. And you can't, what was the first song you all were singing? You can't, if you want it, you give it, right? All right. So we have an affirmation. We also have text to tithe, if anyone wants to text to tithe to LVCSL. But I want, we have an affirmation that we say before we give our gifts. If you would please say it with us. This should be on the screen, maybe.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. Is that it? That's not it. No, that's a song. But anyway,
We know her.
we know it. So if you would take your gift in your hand and please just feel this. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And what I know about this gift is that it does just that. I know that I cannot outgive God. I know that each and every offer, gift, and tithe is used with integrity and with love. And I'm so grateful for each and every gift. And anyone here that doesn't know that they are worthy and that they are abundant and they are opulent and that this whole universe is lavish abundance. You cannot walk out these doors and not see it everywhere you look. I want you to place that thought in the basket as it comes around, because it is the truth. And I just want everyone to say, and so it is. And thank you.
One more time for this beautiful band. Can I just hear these people are so special.
All right. I'm gonna say down here. I'm gonna ask all the ministers to please please come forward. Any visiting ministers or practitioners to come forward. And our minister of prayer team. Just come on up, everybody. Come on down. These are the people that Dr. that Jim is talking about. We are the ones, just so you know. Everyone you see up here, we're holding this whole space for that yes in this universe, and we just know that it's, it already exists. We just have to be open to it. I wanted to, anything else that I need to say?
You have one child today.
Do we? Oh, I think we have a child.
Yes, we do.
We have children?
I think Daisy is
She's already there.
In the name of love. Sing it with me. It's so easy. Here we go. In the name of love. In the name of love. We just sing it till they come out. In the name of love. In the name of love. They get their own music. In the name of love. In the name of love. In the name of love. In the name of love.
I love that we call the children in the name of love. Yes. I'm grateful. How was it today? You have fun with Miss Daisy?
Yes.
Absolutely. That is the word of the day. Awesome. I'm going to ask Lisa to do our closing prayer.
And so I just invite us to take a deep breath in. And know in this beautiful deep breath, we are breathing in 13.7 billion years of evolution. We have stardust in our veins. And within this stardust is a huge yes. We were born into yes. We're loved into yes. Every single one of us is born into this beautiful yes. And so breathe this in and know that as you are breathing out, this is your gift to the world. And seeing that in every heart that is beating, that it is not just one heart, that we are beating all together. This is the gift of collaboration. This is the gift of the spirit that is here. And we are joining with the evolutionary impulse that is saying yes to us coming together. One mind, one heart, one love. And so it is.
And so it is.
Repeat after me. Something wonderful has happened to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I know this in my mind.
I know this in my mind.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.
I say yes to it.
I say yes to it.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Great day.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.